welcome back to my channel. We are at the end of our wig making series. This is the last video in the wig making series. So here I have the wig that I've completed, and I went ahead and I sewed on the elastic band that I showed you in the last video, and here I'm showing you the half a bundle that's left. So I used 2.5 bundles and a frontal 16 inches to make this wig, and I did it with the sew method. I sewed it onto a nylon cap. I cut off the front part of the cap to reveal the mesh part of the frontal. So here we have it, and now we are going to install this wig onto my head. I have my hair braided back in about eight or nine cornrows, and I also have on a mesh cap. So let me just pull it forward a little bit to cover up a little more. I'm looking off into a mirror on the side, so you'll see that throughout the video, me looking off to the side to put this wig on. So I have it facing me where the frontal is facing me, so when it goes on, the frontal will hit right on my forehead. So as you see right here, put the elastic band on, and then I'll pull the wig back, and voila, look at that. I am loving this wig. I am so proud of myself. I think I did a great job for first time making a wig on my own. So here it is. I'm adjusting it to make sure that I'm covering up my hairs in the front. I don't want it to go too far down because you don't want the wig too far down on your forehead. So I am adjusting it, and I am getting ready to put it down using a gel. So let's brush through just a little bit to get out some of the tangles, even though it's already straight, because this is the Brazilian silky straight hair. So that's the hair I'm using, and I am just loving it. I'm just admiring the work I did. Even though this took quite a while, got to the end. So let's take a look at the back. Let me turn around so you can see the back and see the fullness of the wig and the length of it. Just adjusting the back a little bit more. And as I said, I sewed on the elastic band in the back to help it secure the wig even more. So that's the length of it, below bra strap length, almost hitting the waist. Of course, if you curl this up, it'll be a little bit shorter, but that's the length of it. And I like this length. Not too long, not too short, just about right. Wow. Loving myself. Wow. So just adjusting it now, getting it ready to use the got to be glue to hold it down. So speeding it up a little bit just to get it ready to put down the to lay down the lace and cut off the excess lace. And I learned this method of how to glue down the lace in sections from Red Fairy. She has a channel here on YouTube. I'm gonna link it down below so you could see how she does it. So what I'm doing right now, I am cutting the lace frontal in sections so that I could work with a little bit at a time. I'm speeding it up just a little bit to make sure that I'm not wasting yours or my time. In interest of time, we're speeding up a little bit and just adjusting it to make sure that it's sitting right. Like I said, I don't want to put it too far forward, so that's why I'm making sure. So first I start off with the Got to Be Freeze spray, and I see some people use this alone just to lay down the wig, but after using it for a little while, I realized that this wasn't working for me. So here I am. I think I put too much So that's why you see me using the rat tail comb to try and make sure that it dries and I secure it. I usually see people use like a hair dryer on the cool setting to dry this a little bit quicker, but I didn't want to have to do that, so I just put some on and I'm trying to make sure that it's secure just by pressing it down and air drying. But I realized it wasn't adhering, so you'll see in a little bit that I'm gonna go in with the gel, and I think I like the gel method better because honestly it gets tacky faster and I think it holds it a lot longer. Alright, here I am again using a little bit more of the freeze spray. And I think that's what happened. I'm thinking it's not working, but then I go and I put more and it gets even more wet, so it wasn't holding. So that didn't work for me. So now I went in with the Got to Be gel in the black tube, and still not holding strong enough with the freeze spray. So I said, okay, I've seen this method on YouTube where the ladies use the Got to Be gel, and I see it works very well, so I'm more confident in using that. So here I am putting some of the gel on my hairline, and then I figure that I would just go in and just do the whole front of my head because I know it will work. I know it will stick, so might as well just go ahead and use the whole, do the whole frontal. Taking my time and making sure I'm not doing too much. Just making sure I'm not doing too much. Taking my time and getting it done. Alright, taking too long to dry, so I just grab a book, a thin book, magazine, I forget what book this is, and just making sure I'm fanning it and getting it dry, getting it a little bit tacky before I go ahead and lay it down all the way. Alright, so I'm starting with this front piece in the middle, making sure I sit it down on my forehead, and using the rat tail comb I'm also going ahead and patting it down to make sure that it's sticking, and that is why I cut it in sections so I could work in little sections at a time. Here I am speeding it up a little bit. And now I am cutting off the lace in the front after it drying a little bit, and I feel it's secure enough to actually go ahead and cut off the lace. Using the comb, the rat tail comb, I'm pushing it down a little bit more just to making sure it's secure, and I'm checking the results. And here I am cutting off the next piece. Again, in the interest of time and speeding up the video, showing the process of me cutting off the lace. And at this point, I'm going to show you a close-up of me cutting the lace right above my ear. And it's okay if you go in and cut some of a little bit of the hair. Do not go in too deep. See how I made that split right above the ear just so it could fit and not lift. That's the reason I made that little vertical split above the ear. Speeding up the video again. And all this I'm doing, I've learned by watching other YouTubers on YouTube, of course. I know some of this is a little bit out of frame, but I just wanted to show you the process, to show you the detailed process of how I'm laying down the frontal. Okay, so I did half right here. Just zoomed out so you could have a better look at it. I did half of it right here. And now I'm getting ready to do the other side. And again, that's why you cut the frontal in different sections, so you could work with a little bit at a time. That way, you know, it will lay down nicely. And I'm just making sure everything is good before I move on to the next section. So here what I did off camera, I went off camera and I did the second half of the frontal. And I'm just giving you a close-up look of it. Don't pay any attention to the eyebrows, just focus on the frontal. Okay, so now that that's done, what I am going to do now is just make sure it's all good, double checking to make sure I like how it looks. And then I am going to go in and using a satin scarf, I am going ahead and tie down the frontal, tie down the hair, while I go ahead and just pass the flat iron over the hair just to straighten it a little bit more. It's already straight, so I just want to add a little bit of shine and straighten it a little bit more just to have it to my liking. So tying down the frontal, and now I am getting the hair prepped to go in and straighten the hair even more. It's not going to be a very detailed straightening method. I'm just going to pass the flat iron through my hair just to straighten it out a little bit more. I could have left it like this, but I felt that it just needed a little bit more straightening out. At this point, I'm also observing that the frontal might be a little bit too thick, and I will probably have to go in and pluck some of the hair out. I will do that. I won't do it on camera. I'll just do it at another time before I wear this wig again. So here we are getting ready to getting the wig ready in order to pass the flat iron through it just to straighten it out a little bit more. Okay, so here I am. I have the hair in a little sections. Rubbing some, not oil, just some sheen through it before I pass the flat iron over it, some heat protectant. And I am going to just pass the flat iron over it just to straighten it out a little bit more. So here I'm all done passing the flat iron through. Let me get my brush and brush it out a little bit. Just making sure it's to my liking. And yes, I am satisfied enough with this. Showing you how the length is again. Now I'm getting ready to take off the scarf. I tied the scarf a little bit too tight, and in trying to take it off, I discovered a style. So I got this little satin scarf from the Dollar Tree, and as you see, I just discovered something new. Because of the way it's made, it's not straight across, it's like cut at an angle. It could be used as a quick protective scarf. You just want to throw your wig on without laying it down and head on out to do errands or whatever. So discovered that, and here we are taking off the scarf, and let's see what happens. Ooh, yes, nicely laid. Look at that. Let's admire it together. Let's zoom in. Yes, nicely laid. There we go. I am loving this. For a first time, I am pleased with myself. I like the way that looks. Here we go again with the brush. Tend to do that, always playing in the hair. So there it is. The wig is installed, and I am loving it. I'm just trying to switch up the style a little bit. So I have my rat tail comb, trying to make a center part. And I realized in order to do that, I would have to go in again and pluck out some more hairs, which I was not about to do on camera. Just wanted you to see the wig fully made and how I install it and how it looks after I run the flat iron through it a little bit more. So I'm just brushing it back, and of course off camera I play with this hair some more, but I didn't want this video to be too long, so that's why I didn't really go into more details. But this is the hair, this is the wig that I made. I showed you from start to finish the supplies that I picked up. I showed you how I colored the bundles using the watercolor method. I also showed you how I bleached the knots. I also showed you how I made the wig step by step. Ooh, look at that, showing it off. Showing you how I made the wig step by step, and now I'm showing you how I go about installing it. So I will be leaving the link to each and every one of the videos below. Okay, here we are taking another look of the length from the back. I'll be leaving the link to each and every one of the videos in this wig series down below, and I'll also have it in a playlist for you. So go ahead and view the whole video and let me know what you think. Did I do a good job as far as making the wigs from start to finish? What do you think? Do you have any suggestions for me? Any comments you may have? Just leave it in the comment section and I'll be sure to respond and use whatever you've suggested. I'll definitely be using in another video or another wig making videos, because of course, being that I got through this, I'll be making more. Thanks for watching, guys, and bear with me as I show off my Snapchat pictures, my Snapchat videos. Of course, I had to go in and play with the hair some more. Like I said, guys, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And until next time, take care of yourselves and your family. Take care. Bye-bye.